So, question one. What were my strategies in order to like create the lighting that I made? The main thing that I wanted to do was create as much light as possible in 3-point lighting. And I achieved that. That's not shift. And I did that through. Anyway, the main goal I had with 3-point lighting is I wanted there to be as much light as possible without blinding my subject. I used a diffuser on the backlight just so like the light that was coming in towards the camera wasn't too bright. For split lighting, I only used the key light in the backlight to split the face in half to make kind of that two-face vibe. It left a little bit much to be desired because it didn't give me as much detail in the other half of the face that I wanted. But that's all right. Lighting. You know what? I'm just gonna delete all of this. Instead of flooding everything with light, my main focus was to create as appealing as an image as possible with as much light as possible. So in order to do that, I took a triangular approach: key light, fill light, backlight, similar to 3-point, but I lowered the lighting and raised the lighting as much as possible. So I think my first two, my key and fill, were the same amount of brightness, and my backlight had a lower tone of brightness so that I didn't get a little glare from that. In terms of Rembrandt lighting, I moved the light around until I just found the triangle. I put a diffuser on the backlight again, just so that I wouldn't get a lot of glare from the backlight, but I'd still have like that kind of halo effect that comes from it. And for my artistic lighting, I didn't focus much on like the skill of it. I was more interested in the feeling of how the shot felt, as well as like my subject's visibility. I wanted my subject to be as visible as possible while still kind of feeling those elements of like depression, of sadness. So I utilized color more than I utilized lighting. My favorite lighting style was the Rembrandt lighting style, just because as an artist I enjoy things that are kind of like a hint towards the original artist. I think Rembrandt was pretty good about like capturing light in a real life setting and creating this kind of dark, gritty element that is really cool in different paintings and works. Rembrandt was definitely the hardest lighting style to work with, but it was like the most fun for me. It was easy to arrange the light and colors in a way that I felt was the right way to shoot the shot. It was kind of hard to balance how much light should actually be shot at my subject without like washing her out to a point where it's just like it's too bright, it's reflecting off towards the camera way too much. And it was also kind of hard in the beginning to find the right tone and the right warmth of color. My main takeaways are: make sure that your equipment is secured, because we did have an incident where like a light did almost fall down. So I think it's incredibly important to practice as much safety as possible. And in the future, I'm going to be a lot more diligent about that. Lighting can make or break a photo. Depending on how bright or dark you make your photo, it can bring a specific type of tone to your art, or a specific type of tone to your energy. And it's up to the director to figure out what they want. And the final takeaway that I would put out there is make sure that you communicate with your team members as much as possible, because if you as the director do not communicate with your teammates well, then the whole shot is just chaos. And you can have as much fun as you can in chaos, but sometimes you might not get a lot done. But overall, I had a very enjoyable time. It was a fantastic experience. My group was wonderful. And I would rate it a 10 out of 10. I really don't have any notes.